let's go ahead and talk about our students who are on targeted interventions. And Sarah, you've been coordinating the behavior one, so maybe you can fill us in.
Yeah, so from my data, I have 14 students that are on the check-in, check-out intervention. And then school-wide, we have 12 students that are on other types of interventions. So 4 kiddos are on, or part of social skills groups, and 8 are part of the lunch bunch. So of those, 12 of the students on check-in, check-out are meeting their daily or weekly goal. That means there's 2 that are not, so we'll be talking about those. And then all 12 of the students on the other interventions are meeting their goals, so we don't really need to discuss them, and they're continuing on.
It's awesome. A lot of kids that are doing well.
Yeah, that's very exciting.
So should we talk about the couple that are struggling? I think it'd be helpful for us to know who they are.
Let's go ahead. The first student is Brian Bender.
Brian again.
Oh, Brian.
Many of you know Brian. And the data sort of speaks for itself too. You can see it up there. Brian's been on check-in, check-out for a while, and we've modified the intervention 3 times. So you can see that vertical line running through the graph on 3 different occasions. The first time we changed the check-in, check-out person because we thought the relationship wasn't a good match. Then we changed some of the reward options. And then the last thing we've done is increase the number of check-ins. So he's getting even more check-ins than the typical student on check-in, check-out.
Yeah, he's really been struggling. I've heard that from lots out on the playground, and
He keeps the third grade teachers pretty busy.
By doing what is he doing with all this busyness?
Well, let's see. I think work is hard for him. I mean, it's really hard. He's doing a lot of avoidance behavior. He gets himself, he finds trouble. I mean, he just.
and home life is tough. I mean,
Yeah.
he's been hearing
He's
that
always
really
in trouble.
He's getting sent to the office a lot and having to deal with him. It doesn't seem like the intervention is very effective.
And with my behavior training, I just think that it's the wrong, functional match. I mean, I think he's getting a lot of adult attention from this, but he doesn't really care about it. He just wants to escape the task. That's what I learned at the last in-service.
And you have him in your group, though.
Yeah, he's in my reading group, and I'm concerned about him. He's really not making progress, and he really seems to be doing a lot of behaviors to avoid reading altogether.
So, is that, and when he's given reading in class, what then happens? If we think that we're hearing about reading, we're hearing about escape, what does the escape look like? If I were to be able to count that behavior, I need kind of something really clear, something observable. What do you guys think that would look like? The usual stuff, kind of, blurting out.
It's kind of inconsistent. I mean, some days he surprises me at what, he can pull it together and have pretty good days. Other days, it's just like, he's kind of a wild child, and I feel badly for him. I mean, he's a lot of work and a lot of time.
I've seen him, he's tapping his pencil, he's talking to peers, he'll get up and walk around the room.
Holy cow. And so all of that and some maybe tantrum kind of stuff in there too.
That's what I see. In a small group, it's a little easier to redirect him, but it's the same thing. He's really trying to distract other kids.
And he gets frustrated, and you can see some shutdown behaviors. So I think it'd be good to take a closer look at what's really going on here.
So it sounds like we might need to move into having a problem-solving meeting for him. Mike, do you want to take the lead on that?
Yeah, I'd be glad. It sounds like, we can get a group together. We can maybe do a really brief FBA, a functional assessment, and put together kind of a short, simple plan at this stage and go from there. So I would just need some help.
I'm curious too about academics.
I was thinking the same thing, Jane.
And maybe Carrie, you could take on.
I think I would like to look a little deeper into his academics, and maybe I could present that with you when you're doing your FBA study.
What about his home life? I mean, he has just one parent there. His siblings have been in a lot of trouble before him.
Every day he comes to school.
Well, hopefully
so
when we
tired, and he just looks he's a mess.
I don't think anybody's really paid.
I know. It's so sad. I just feel horrible for him.
Hopefully we can find out a little bit more information about that when Mike does the FBA, and we can see if there's anything that we can support there. What timeline for you guys? Do you think we can get that done in the next few weeks?
Oh, definitely.
Absolutely. Once we get parent permissions and all the dates set up through the counseling office, if we could get some help there, we
Sure.
could have it knocked out by April 1st.
Perfect, so we'll say April 1st to have the FBA at least rolling and some meetings scheduled, and same thing for the academic intervention that works. for you.
Absolutely.
Perfect. Okay, well, that sounds like a good plan for Brian.
And then our other student that has not been responding to check-in, check-out is Chris Black. Many of you know him as well, maybe not as well though. Here is Chris's data. And he has had some successful days, you can see. So it's not that this intervention is a total loss, but he's really doing well, right around 70% of points. So one of the things we were thinking about is maybe if we changed his goal to 70% for a little while and just get him on track with being successful and earning some privileges, and maybe that would help to turn around the intervention a little bit. What do you guys think about that?
It looks like that would be a good place to start for sure with him.
Okay.
And he's on an IEP for speech.
Oh, yeah,
And the
right.
one suggestion I would have is to really work on using less words and, shortening instructions,
Mhm.
and be giving him consistent feedback on everything.
Mhm.
You know, he's always getting written up during recess, the lunch, the hallway. I mean, that's a huge problem. What are we gonna do about that?
Well, and I think if we kind of shorten and give him more positive feedback, I think that'll give us a clear picture of what's going on. And after we lower his goal to 70%, we can take a closer look, because if we're still not seeing him meet that goal, we may need to reevaluate the plan.
We also have to have the kids keep track of their points in order to see what privileges they earn, and it's kind of a complicated system sometimes, so maybe you can simplify it for him and he can get access to privileges a little sooner. Maybe that'll help in the short term, and then he gets reinforcement sooner than he is right now.
So Sarah, do you mind to check in with the teacher and let her know, just so she's aware that we're gonna drop his goal, and doesn't, when she sends him, can kind of help prep him for whether or not he's had a good day? And do you think that it'd be helpful to have something around behavior on his IEP, Beth, as part of, I know he's got a speech goal, but would that be something we might?
Yeah, and I think after we drop the goal into the interventions that Sarah's working on, I think, yes, it would be appropriate to add some behavior goals to his IEP after.
Put that on as something to follow up our next meeting and see how he's doing, and
Then
then
we'll
we can
have plenty of data for that.
consider adding that for IEP. Perfect. Awesome. Well, it sounds like those two kids, we can get moving forward with them. So the next piece, any other targeted intervention things we need to talk about, Sarah?
At this point, no, and so, we can definitely, I'd love to give this feedback to the staff that we've got most of our kids doing pretty well on the targeted intervention, so
That's
that's something to
awesome.
celebrate.